Hello! Today I'm ranking all of the corrupted gems in Steven Universe. Well, technically not all of them, because most of them appeared in the comics, and I've not read the comics, so I didn't think it was really that fair to include them. There's one exception, though, that we'll get to. So, yeah. If you don't know what the corrupted gems are, basically, if you've never watched Steven Universe, they're a race of aliens called the gems, but the corrupted ones are gems that the diamonds, who are the gems is like royal family basically, they corrupted their minds and turned them into monsters. Yeah, so that's the best you're getting. They did heal them at the end of the series, and I had to take what I could get with the screenshots here. So some of them are their corrupted forms, but then some of them are their uncorrupted forms, but I don't really care that much. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so unpopular opinion, but in D tier I'm putting all of the corrupted quartzes. I've only got 2 here, but there's so many of them and they all look the same. Even Jasper, when she gets corrupted, just looks like a bigger version of them, so I just thought, like, I don't really think that it's that interesting, to be honest. Like, I know they're all the same type of gem, but I don't know, I feel like they could have all corrupted in different ways, maybe, instead of all just becoming, like, beasts. I don't know. Like, I know they're all the same type of gem, technically, but, like, they're also kinda not, because they're all different enough, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. There could have been more variety with the corrupted quartzes. But anyway, now in C tier we have Crazy Lace. Like I said in the Fusion ranking, I'm not a fan of her color scheme, it's just too loud. So, technically her corrupted form was never actually in the show, it was only in the comics, but her uncorrupted form is in the show, so I thought she counted. So yeah, but her corrupted form is actually quite interesting though, I quite like it, but it looks better than her actual form in my opinion. Yeah, if you remember, I ranked her very low in the Fusion ranking as well, because, like, her design doesn't scream Fusion to me either, because I didn't even know she was a Fusion until it was pointed out to me, so, yeah. Next, though, we have the Slinker. Because I don't think this was ever resolved. Like, maybe off-screen, but, like, it was never resolved. We don't know what happened with the Slinker, so, yeah. Its gem name is, oh, wait. No, it's right. Chrysocolla? I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's called the Slinker in the show, that's what they call it, so yeah. Yeah, next we have the Water Bear. I don't like it, it's ugly. I do like that in its uncorrupted form, its gem is pointing outwards like a party hat, but this is hideous. I don't know what you want me to say. It's almost like that's not even its form, and it's like it's a water gem that's just it's like basically doing a lapis and has water armor. But yeah, maybe it is that, because that would explain why its gem points outwards when it's uncorrupted. Anyway, moving on to B tier, I actually have the Desert Glass. Now, technically we never see its form, but it makes sandcastles, and it's actually kind of cool. Like, that doesn't sound that cool, but if you watch the episode, it builds actual giant sand, like, mansions that it protects itself in, so it cannot go on sand. This is what we call a harvested gem, though. As you can see, it's in a pillow, and the pillow is magic because of the gem. But yeah, it's also a corrupted gem, so it counts. And then next we have Blue Chalcedony. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I think this one's a fusion, actually, because when they defeat it, it turns into a bunch of tinier, like, versions of itself. And, you know, usually that's fusion, so yeah. Its gem looks really cool as well. It's just a spiky ball, really. So yeah. I don't like the episode it's from, though. It's one of my least favorite episodes. Like, the arcade one. It feels like a pointless episode, in my opinion. Alright, this one, we don't actually know what it looks like. We've only seen it in this form. It's called Albite. You can barely see it, god. This is a corrupted gem, yes. It powered a pyramid, but we've never actually seen its physical form, so I don't know about what it looks like. I just ranked it a little higher because I think it's pretty cool how it powers the pyramid and Steven and the Crystal Gems have to defeat it. Yeah, I like that. But speaking of that, we have White Topaz. That is actually what it's called, by the way. I'm not even, like, just guessing that. It looks exactly like a topaz, so, yeah. Now, we don't actually see her physical form, but we do see her take control of a lighthouse, and it eats Sadie, I think, if I remember. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. A lot of them are harvested gems as well, so yeah, Homeworld do that a lot as well. But yeah, as you can see, like, its gem does look exactly like a topaz gem, so that's why it's called White Topaz, but I don't know if it actually is one, but I think it is. Alright, next we have, Big Spite. I've never heard it, I don't know what this gem looks like in real life, but she looks like a crab. We didn't actually see her corrupted form that long because it was only in the background, but her uncorrupted form, she's got one pincer and one hand, so that's quite funny. She's also one of the many gems that only has one eye, so that's pretty cool as well. I like her. Although she did make a child cry because she popped her balloon by accident. That was a shame. And then next, I'm reading their names, by the way. Next we have Titanite. So, as you can see, it's basically a radish and a mole at the same time. This is one of the weirder design ones, in my opinion, because it doesn't even have a tongue. It's just got a hand in its mouth. So yeah, that's really weird as well. And it's got flour on its head, at least, so that's cool. I do want to know what this one looks like in its uncorrupted form, though, because we never actually saw that. Right, this one's one of the most iconic corrupted gems, but it doesn't actually have a name either. It's called the Tongue Monster. I wonder where it got that name from. This episode annoys me because it's literally just a Looney Tunes parody, because it looks exactly like the Roadrunner, and then Peridot's treated like Wile E. Coyote, having to catch it. So yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I think she's dead anyway, because I don't actually think we ever saw her get put in the temple, and Lapis destroyed the barn that they were living in. So yeah. Anyway, next on the A tier, we have Watermelon Tourmaline. I really love the name and I love the color scheme. A lot of people debate if she's a fusion because she has 4 arms, but I don't think she is, because we actually saw the crystal gems defeat her, and when she like poofs, she only has 1 gem, and we do know that corrupted gems can fuse, so I don't think she's a fusion. I just think she just happens to have 4 arms. So yeah. Maybe you don't agree with me, maybe you think she's a fusion, but you know, that's your opinion, I guess. What do you want me to say? Alright, now this is a fusion. Big Bird. We know that she's a fusion because when Opal like defeats her, she splits into a bunch of tiny shards, which then become smaller birds. So she is a fusion. I think she might be the biggest fusion we've seen, actually. I mean, I didn't include her in my fusion ranking because she's a corrupted gem, and I feel like she better suit this one. It's different for Crazy Lace because she's uncorrupted, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just didn't think that Big Bird counted that much. She ate Steven though, so that was fun. Next we have Orange. But I don't know how to pronounce that. The water worm one. I like her design, although someone pointed out that it looks like her gem is her bits, and now I can't unsee that. I love that she's transparent as well, and you can see her, like, not organs, because gems don't have organs, but her insides, basically. I think that's kind of funny. I love the way her hair is designed as well, though. It's really clever, especially since her corrupted form had, like, little fingers or something. But yeah. Next we have Larimar. Larimar is so fun. She likes the sound of screaming children, which is dark, I know, but still. And she ends up liking to work at the arcade and like the sound of all the children having fun, so that's really nice as well. She's also a Swedish gem, which is quite funny. And as you can see, she's also an ice gem as well, because she has ice power, she's got the scarf, it's cute. Next we have Moonstone. Sorry if you can't really see it, it's a transparent gem, and I couldn't really find a better picture. But yeah. I was actually wondering if there was a Moonstone, so when I learned that this was Moonstone, I thought it was cool. So yeah, as you can see, she's an invisible gem. She almost killed Lars and Sadie, and Steven had to save them, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, there's not a lot to say about her. I just like her for her name, really. Next we have Snowflake Obsidian in S tier. This is one of the few gems that has a male voice actor, but they still go by she, her pronouns. I like that. I used to think that she was the gem like this, like Albite, but nope, she's her own gem. And we never saw her corrupted form, I don't think. Sorry if you can hear that noise outside, by the way. But yeah, she's actually voiced by Rebecca Sugar's husband, so that's quite funny. And she's also an Obsidian as well. So the first, like, non-fusion of a fusion gem we've seen, because obviously Steven, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl all make Obsidian in their fusion, but then this is a real Obsidian. We have seen, like, other gems like that, like, we've seen all of the Homeworld Garnets, but they've not actually appeared in the show, they've just been in the Steven Universe game. So yeah, I do like her a lot. Now we have the most iconic one, Nephrite. She was the first corrupted gem we ever saw, and the first one that was uncorrupted, only temporarily though. And she's part of Pink Diamond's court, which I think is a nice detail. I like that her eye is in her gem, though, because we've never actually seen that before. And it does answer the question that, like, if a one-eye gem has an eye gem, like, if they can see. And, yeah, they can. So, no problem there. She's also the most developed corrupted gem, because Steven actually half uncorrupts her, and she gets her memories back, but she's not got, like, her form back yet. So, but she ends up drawing, like, for Steven on what happened and how the corruption blast happened. But then that makes her mind go even worse, having to relive all that trauma. But she found her crew, and now she's uncorrupted. Although she never once appeared in Steven Universe Future, and I don't understand why. Like, I thought she would have had a role in it, but I guess not. Anyway, the Heaven and Earth Beetles. Now, They only really had one episode, but I ranked them high because they're probably the most, like, smart uncorrupted gems, because when gems get corrupted, they essentially just become wild animals. But although these two turned into beetles, they still had their minds, like, fine for some reason. I don't know how, because the Heaven Beetle had a whole house with little bongos and a little game set, so that means that she still functioned as a working gem. It's just that her body became a beetle body. So I don't know how these two managed to survive the corruption blast like that, where only their physical forms were damaged, but their mental states were, like, completely fine. So yeah, that is an interesting concept. I do like their designs, though, and they're in a relationship as well, which I like. I feel like they wanted to call her the Hell Beetle, though, but, like, obviously they can't do that in a kid's show. Now, that technically is all the corrupted gems that we've seen, right? Well, not quite, because... yeah, Corrupted Steven is my favorite corrupted gem. Was there ever any doubt? I know he maybe doesn't count as a corrupted gem the same way as these ones, but I count him. It's my list. I make the rules. The reason I rank Steven highly, not just because he's my favorite character, but because of the reason he corrupted, I just feel is amazing. Like, it's not amazing, obviously, but the fact that he, like, was going through this horrible, like, mental state and just in denial about it, and everyone was trying to help him, but he was like, I'm fine, everything's fine. And then when he finally opened up about everything he's been feeling, he felt like he was a monster, and that's when he became one. That's when he corrupted. So, yeah, it took them a while to figure out how to help him, and even though it's a very controversial ending, I feel like that's all he needed. Like, the hug at the end, I don't think it was the hug that actually saved him. I think it was the fact that he finally realized that his family and friends understand him and are going to be there for him. I don't think it was the actual hug that fixed everything. In fact, I don't even think it was that either, because if you notice, he started crying, and Steven has magic tears that can heal gems. And when all the diamonds' tears are mixed together, that's how they, like, make gems and heal gems, like dead gems. So I think it was that, because all the diamonds were crying and in the ocean, so all their tears mixed, and then I think that's what healed Steven, if you pay attention. So yeah, I think Corrupted Steven's my favorite corrupted gem just because of what it represents. I think it's an amazing what it represents. If you don't relate to Steven's trauma, then that's okay, but also keep in mind that some people do, alright? But that's my ranking of all the corrupted gems. I almost missed a couple. Like, I almost missed Big Spite, but I just remembered her before I started recording. But yeah, let me know who your favorite corrupted gem is in the comments down below. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!